Yo, yo, it's John TC. How's everyone doing today? It's Monday. You know what time it is. It's time for another episode of The Open, a weekly series hosted by me every Monday for the weekly open, where we break down and discuss technical analysis of Bitcoin and what we can expect for the coming week. Are you guys having fun yet? This range is pretty bad. It is chopping up a lot of people, myself included. I have winners, I have losers, I have plays that get stopped out. It's not been a fun range, but let's try to dissect and analyze what's going on. And hopefully we can kind of have a forecast of what we can expect for this coming week. So the weekly open started off pretty interesting. I believe 90% of crypto Twitter was bearish. And what happened? The triangle held and we pumped up. Full disclosure, you guys know that if you're following my feed on Twitter, I was long. I made a pretty nice profit right before I went to bed. But prior to that play, I also got stopped out. I had a long at 10K, and then it went up to, I believe, 10.3, 10.4-ish. Went out to eat, and then I got stopped out pretty much at break even. So I've been getting chopped up, guys. I'm also a victim here, and I am remaining bullish just because of this count. Let's go over it real quick. This is the same count that I've had for over a month now, and I've been saying the same exact thing. I think that this is sort of some sort of wait for triangle, but let's take a look at it. So again, it's the 1, 2, extended third here, 4, and then 5. If this triangle doesn't end up breaking, if this triangle doesn't end up holding, I'm immediately targeting this order block here. This is around 8,500. This is also where the CME block is. This is where I'd expect for our wave 4 to potentially end, pending that this triangle doesn't hold up. So if we take a look at the triangle right now, every single time we are getting someone or something is happening where the triangle bottom trend line is being bought every single time. Look at these wicks. There's a wick here, a wick here, here, and here. And so I believe that this support is pretty strong. If we take a look at the EMAs, we have this purple line right here. This is the 100 EMA. And then the red here is our resistance to 50. We tap the medial Bollinger Band here. This is the 20 moving average. So let's take a look at the moving averages roadmap. And if we take a look here, the 50-day SMA is an uptrend defense line. So take a look at the chart. This is an EMA, but it's relatively more or less the same. So this is the uptrend defense line, which has been broken. Now resistance. So that is bearish. Here's the 100. What does the 100 say? 100 says it's the big price dip, and 200 would be the bull's last stand. So we are under a resistance, but we are above the support. So we are in a very conflated area, and until we see a break to a certain side, we'll have to say we should remain bearish just because of the fact that we're under the 50 and the 20 moving average here. So this is bearish, and we had a nice pump. Let's go to the 12-hour. We had a nice pump right after. So this is about right after daily closed, and within the first hour we had pumped to 10,800. This is a big swing failure pattern, and we can see it from 200. We're also rejecting off of the 50 and the 100. So these resistances are holding up, and they should act as a bearish indicator. But again, we keep bouncing off of this triangle every single time. So until this triangle is broken, I'm going to remain bullish. Until this trend line gets broken at this point, I will remain bullish. And this is also the 100 EMA on the daily. Until we break up here, I'm going to be cautiously bullish. So for me, I've only been playing longs. I haven't been playing shorts really. Most of my trades have been just predominantly day trades or scalps. I am really, really careful here because when you are getting to the apex of the triangle, you're going to get a lot more confusion. It's going to get a lot tighter. The range is going to get a lot tighter. If we look at volume, volume has been going down steadily, and we should expect a big move coming up. So whether or not we break to the upside or downside, you guys know my primary. My primary is that we are going to do something like this and then break up. There's still a chance that we end up faking coming down, and this is not actually a triangle. Instead, this could possibly be just a bearish channel like so this. I normally start with my bullish bias first and my primary, but since the majority of Twitter has been predominantly bearish, even members in my Discord, there were only two guys in my Discord, myself and Reno, who were bullish this entire time. But the majority of the people in my Discord were bearish, and I can't blame them. I see the reason why you could be bearish. It has a lot more confluence to be bearish right now than bullish. But just for me, it's all about the Elliott wave count. So instead of going over the bullish count first, I will go over the bearish count and the bearish outlook. So if you caught my video update from last Thursday, I did a quick addendum video to episode 6 where I highlighted different perspectives that I had. If you missed that episode, I suggest you catch it here. It's the market update in episode 6. If not, I'll do a quick overview. Pretty much, I went into pressure and frost and I highlighted the different type of scenarios that we could be seeing. So the bearish scenario would be that we are completing a flat X wave and now in some sort of zigzag way down. So for this zigzag, we would have completed this A wave here, and now we are in some sort of B wave. Maybe the B wave has completed, that's why people were a bit more bearish, and then we'd be starting our C wave down. So this is the flat X wave, 3-wave structure for the X wave, and a zigzag down. So if you take a look at our chart, we had the flat here. So we have the ABC 3-wave, ABC 3-wave, and then the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is our flat. So this would be our W wave here. Then we have a 3-wave move to make the X, A, B, C, and we'd be now completing the Y here. So to make our fourth leg. So it's all a matter of what time frame you're counting this complex in. And so immediately, it's, in my eyes, this looks like a triangle. But if we take away this trend line, right, and we sort of try to dissect what you're seeing here, this looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this would constitute what would be our A leg, right? And what we're getting here would be a B. So initially, I had thought that maybe this could be a triangle, right, for this B, but we ended up just kind of breaking out on this wick. So again, wicks are kind of a testy subject for me. I'm pretty flexible with them, so I could ignore this wick and still count this as a triangle. So we would get like something like this, and then we come down for another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then meet our wave for target here. So taking a look again at pressure and frost, here's our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 A leg, 1, 2, 3 B, or it could be a triangle, and then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the C leg of this Y. So this would constitute our ABC, as so, A, B, C. It would make our Y leg and complete the wave for correction. So this would be our bearish scenario, guys. And I said many times before, and I'll say it again, until we lose this trend line right here, this triangle trend line that's been forming, I don't know, for about a month and a half now, I'm going to remain optimistic. I'm going to remain bullish until this gets broken. Then I'll remain bearish. When this gets broken, I fully expect for us to make a 5-wave move down simply because of this wave count. If we're going to come down on this correction alone, I don't see any other wave count where we could come down, hit this target, and be bearish with another wave count. So in my eyes, this must be a 3 through 5 W flat, any 3-wave move for the X, and then an ABC move down for the Y's to make a zigzag. So flat, X, zigzag. So now that we've seen the bearish outlook, let's take a look at the bullish. Again, this is my primary, that we are in a wave 4 triangle. It's all a matter of how you're counting this complex right here. Like I've said many times, this complex from 12K drop, this is the one that's been throwing everyone off of their EW game. If you take a look at the daily, you get a different count. This doesn't look like a WXY. This looks more like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So an impulsive 5-wave move down for the A. If you take a look at the 4-hour, things look a bit more muddy. Like, for example, here, some people count this as a 1 and this maybe as a 2. I showed you Dave Crypto's count from my Discord. It's valid, but when you go onto lower time frames, things get noisier. So the daily says that it could be 5 waves down. Could also be 3. So if you go back to the daily real quick, this could be a 1, 2, 3. So that could actually have the Y ending here, and this could be a 1, 2, 3. Eventually come up to make the D. I'm not sure. It's getting noisier. The more I try to make a count fit, the more noisier it gets. And really, it's not worth it to me at this current moment to try to figure out the count because I'm lost. And if I keep trading based on this count, I'm going to get chopped up. And so for me, I'm focusing primarily on PA, trend lines, and momentum. So if the momentum is going to turn in my favor, I'll look for a scalp. But with that being said, guys, I've said this many times before. When you're in a triangle, your range is going to get a lot tighter. You're going to start consolidating. Take a look at, let's turn on the EMAs here. I said before that when you are in a consolidated range, your EMAs are going to get from really wide and start twisting and turning and getting a lot tighter. So when you get this sort of EMA twist and turn, you're getting a lot more consolidation and you're getting a lot more manipulative type of price action where one side is fighting with the other side and you're getting these random wicks, you're getting a lot of moves that are coming out of nowhere. So it's turning into more of a gamble for me, and I've been over trading a little bit. I'm going to be honest here. I made some good profits, but I've also had some really bad losses. And so I've decided that until this range is starting to come to an end, I'm actually going to stay away from MEX for the current moment. I had this nice win yesterday. I felt really good about it, and I felt like that we could start breaking up to the upside. I went to sleep like a happy baby, but then I woke up, and immediately the first thing I saw was that this was a swing failure pattern. We're back under this order block. We're rejecting off once again. So I'm humbled. I was kind of I was full of pride yesterday, but I'm once again humbled. Take it day by day, guys. Try to let your emotions not affect or influence your decisions, and just play it by ear. That is the reason why I'm going to kind of take it easy, let everything play out. I'm sure that I'll be able to catch this move, whatever happens. If it's going to be a bearish move to the downside, trendline breaks, short it. If it's a bullish move, watch it to come up here. Probably won't long this because really you don't really want to long the middle of a C wave. You kind of just want to catch the E wave. So if we do come up here, it's a good chance that we're going to come up for this D wave triangle, come down for the E, and make our way up. So this is the first of the two bullish pathways. We have the major macro level triangle as an ABCDE. Now, so the other alternative is that this could actually be a WXY with a triangle. So looking at pressure and frost, again, this is highlighted in my last video update, the addendum to episode 6. I highly suggest you check it out if you're kind of confused as to what I'm explaining here. I'm going to do this really quick. It's going to be flat, X wave, and the triangle here so far. So that would make this complex a W, three-way move X. Here is our A, B, potentially C, D, E, and then we make our way up. I am not so sure. It all depends on how you're counting this. This could be a 1, 2, 3-way move as a WXY. This could be an A, B, C move as a B. Maybe this is the C. No, this has to be the C here since it's lower than here. So C. This could have been the D. We could make our way up one more time for an E and make our way up. I don't know, guys. I really don't know. But let's take a look at volume. This is really consistent with the triangle. When you have a triangle, you're going to have really, really low volume. It's going to be declining. All right, moving on to ETH. ETH has been another hot button topic. And yeah, so I mentioned before that we are probably in some sort of wait for correction. I have this as a leading diagonal, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 up. So I'm not really sure of the way to count this so far. I have a couple of things that are conflicting with my TA. So my LA wave count has another leg down into the 160, 140 to 160 area, this order block here. The problem is for this leading diagonal to be valid, we want this trend line to hold up right here. So it looks like to me like this is potentially another triangle. So I mentioned before that this looked like a three-way move, so I count this as an A, another three-way move for the B, and then a five-way move for the C here. So this had to have been some sort of W wave. And then you had a three-way move for the X. And then we have another ABC to complete this Y. Problem I have here is this A leg looks like three-way move. So you could count this as a WXY. An ABC for a W, and then you could have an X wave triangle, and then you come again down for this Y. So this would be a double zigzag. Again, the count is suggesting that we have another leg down, but I'm looking at the trend line, I'm looking at PA. It looks like we could hold this trend line. We're at a critical support here, and we can make our way up. I am not so sure, guys. I am playing this day by day. Wave count says another leg down. PA says, yeah, there's a good chance we go up, but if we take a look at ETH on the daily, we are under a lot of resistances. So taking a look at the daily here, we are under the 200, 100, and the 50. They're turning downwards, so that's pretty bearish. MACD is sort of indicating a possible turn for a bullish move. SOK RSI is ticking to the upside. RSI is 40, so that's bearish, but it's sort of ticking to the upside, not so sure yet. If we want to see this trend line hold, we're obviously going to have to claim this level here. First level being 200, second level being 210. But for the time being, this looks like a ABCDE triangle, and we could have our way down. So I'm remaining slightly bearish on ETH. I'm optimistic. I'm hopeful that we go up. If we do go up with Bitcoin, we will also go up with ETH. So keep that in mind. Taking a look at the algos right now, the 1 hour on BTH is currently long. It was long from about 10,000, which is the reason why I longed in the first place. Got stopped out here. Yep. And the relogging last night before I went to bed. Closed it here. Good move for me. I am not in the current position. This is the soft SL. If this soft SL gets breached, we will turn short. Momentum is looking bearish at the moment, but this right here is a lot of indecision. This was from 4 o'clock in the morning to 3 o'clock now. So about 15 hours of indecision. It looks like we're finally starting to turn downwards for a bearish momentum. When this flips, I will look to be bearish, but overall, I'm not going to play the short. I'm waiting for this trend line to break here. This is my confluent area. Once the triangle breaks, then I will look to fully engage in a short. If the triangle ends up holding again, I might take a long. I'm not so sure yet. ETH algo was long. It ended up taking a long position at 192. I did not enter. That's not a good entry for me. Soft stop loss is at 185. This is another choppy zone right here, guys. And honestly, I should stop playing it. I think I feel great when I make this money playing it, but then I feel like crap afterwards when I lose that gain. And I just reevaluated what I've been doing, and essentially I'm gambling. I'm just putting money into whatever I feel like is going to go up, and if it goes up, I get a random reward. That's not trading, guys. That's gambling, and I don't want to do that. So I'm taking a quick break, letting this PA play out. You know my situation. Break the trend line of the triangle, go short. If the triangle holds up, go long. Whatever ends up happening, wait for this to complete. If this is a triangle, you will get a nice long here. If it's not a triangle, you will get a nice short here. And usually, guys, when you do break a massive trend line like this one that's been holding here and here, you're going to get, most likely, a retest of this trend line, and you can short it. All right, guys, that's all from me for this week. Before I close this episode of The Open, I just want to thank everyone for their continual support. Since I started the weekly episode series, The Open, we had a continual growth of viewers every single week. And last week, I finally hit 500 views for one video. Thank you guys so much. I really, really appreciate the support. If you guys have any sort of feedback or constructive criticism that you could give me, I would really appreciate that. Otherwise, I really do appreciate the support. Every single like, every single retweet, every comment, every thumbs up. You guys are great. Thank you so much for making this more worthwhile for me. And hopefully I'll continue to have great content for you guys in the future. So I'm closing this episode on a positive note. Remaining bullish, guys. I am hoping that we can break some resistances. Remember, if the triangle breaks, we go short. If the triangle doesn't break, we go long. That's all from me. Have a great week. Stay safe and always remember, let the profits come to you.